sense that bragging rights are on the line here. Everything you can do, I can do better. Expect some exciting back-and-forth action in this one.
And now the Atlanta Hawks starters. Risache and Johnson, they're the forwards. Trae Young out there with Dyson Daniels. And it's a Kongwu in at the 5 down low. Count it. Good.
Just finding room to go to work inside. Ivy really relies on his physical abilities to get a close-range shot.
Cunningham against Young. Pass to a Kongwu. Here's Risache. And so it looks like it'll be Atlanta's ball. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, JB Bickerstaff had a few moments to share with me. We talked about star guard Trae Young, their biggest problem tonight. Coach said Young is one of the most explosive offensive guys in this league. We want to make him a volume scorer, force Trae into lower percentage looks. Should be a fascinating matchup, BA.
Great work, Allie. Thanks.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
And you watch Jalen Johnson. His athleticism, man, it's unique.
Pretty unique at his size, right, BA? He just glides around the court. He's got great speed when they play in transition and can get above the rim. So this guy, a bit of a matchup nightmare. Just think when he gets his confidence.
Now here's Cunningham. From behind the arc. Rebounded by Johnson. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. There's Young with the 3. They're in with a rebound. The Pistons have gone 1 for 3 so far. Back to Cunningham. Pass to Harris. Shoots over Young. And Harris gets it to go on the assist by Cunningham.
And nice strength from Harris, fending off the contact with ease.
Young looking for an opening. Gets the 3 to fall.
Now, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
Ivy against Young. Ivy passes to Harris. Cunningham outside. Clock at 6. The Pistons need to get one up quick. Charity stripe shot. That one's wide left. Atlanta's gone 2 for 4 from range to start things off. Young, the pass to a Kongwu. Here's Risache. Let's go with a 3. Duran with a rebound. Here's Thompson. Oh, and the jam by Thompson.
The athleticism of Thompson showing up right there. I mean, just explosive off the bounce.
And Brent, 2 of the best athletes in the league are brothers, Asar and Amen Thompson.
These guys are absolutely off the charts in terms of their elite ability to get up off the floor. And Asar came in a little less heralded than his brother, but he might have a slight advantage in a very important category, and that's shooting the ball.
Pass to Risache. Outside Johnson. Outside Young. Stolen by Ivy. And now the Pistons in transition. Oh, got that bucket in no time at all.
A combination of size and speed with Tobias Harris. When he gets going, hard to stop.
With some arc. And the nice layup by Young. Young's got 5 points.
The floater can be a tricky shot, but that's the right choice.
There's Cunningham with a 3. That one falls. He's now 1 for 3.
Right now, Cunningham has that shot dialed in.
Hawks trail by 4. Young, the pass to a Kongwu. A Kongwu, a screen on Ivy. Daniels, that one's true.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Now here's Cunningham. Knocked away. Ivy passes to Thompson. He's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
Good work down low. I mean, I like how confident Thompson is from this area.
Here's Young. And it falls all over the rim and in. 7 points in the game. And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Pistons. Harris misses. Atlanta's gone 3 of 7 from beyond the arc in the first. Okongwu, the pass to Young. Okongwu, a screen on Cunningham. And Young gets it to go.
Trey's so dynamic in the pick and roll. He runs that set as well as anyone in the league.
Duran finds Harris. Fires from deep. They get it back. Second shot opportunity. And another shot. And Duran lays it in.
Oh, he'll wear you down with the way he grinds it out on the offensive glass.
Okongwu, a screen on Cunningham. Young, the pass to Okongwu. And stolen by Cunningham. And the call will be against Cade Cunningham. That's his first foul.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Here's Okongwu. It's deflected. He can't get it to go. Tie game in Detroit. And we'll be back in just a minute with the start of the second. And if you're just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
You can really see the strategy coming in. Get the ball into the painted area.
Yeah, you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
And the Hawks, looking at who they've got. Johnson at the 4 with Okongwu at the 5. Dyson Daniels out there with Trae Young. And it's Risache in at the 3. Now here's Fontecchio. Knocks it down from distance.
I feel like Tim Hardaway Jr.'s role is to be out there and gun away, so ready to shoot that time.
All right, Grant, I have to ask you, has there ever been a more intimidating team than the old bad boy Pistons?
Well, they weren't fancy, but they played hard and they played physical basketball. Every team that faced those Detroit teams knew they were in for a battle.
Here's Thompson. And he banks in the layup. Thompson's got 7 points.
Getting enough shots in close to play inside out.
Young, the pass to Johnson. Just over a minute has passed here in the second quarter.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
Out to Thompson. Outside Schroeder. Thompson in the post. Young's there. And Thompson gets it to go. He's got 9.
They keep capturing the lead, then giving it back. We'll see if they can hold on to it this time.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thank you, Brian. Well, the Pistons have struggled despite the improvement of their young cornerstone, Cade Cunningham. He said, quote, "This league rewards winning. People are going to say everything I'm doing is empty and meaningless until I win games. That's what I plan on doing, and once I do that, all the other stuff will come with it." Guys?
That's a great perspective to keep right there, Allie. Thank you. Offensive board.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Pistons.
Well, guys, early on, they're driving the lane constantly, using their quickness to gain an advantage. Look at their points off penetration.
Well, in the early goings, the mid-range shot has also been working well for them. They've been racking up some points off of those jumpers, and those are probably being invited.
Outside man. Atlanta again missing. The Pistons leading. On the attack, Schroeder. Well, Brent, there's some players who never stop talking trash on the court. Is that distracting to you?
Not really, B.A. That's kind of the fun part of the game when somebody's trying to get under your skin a little bit. If it's not just playing defense and it comes with a little chit-chat, it sometimes draws your attention and makes you focus a little bit more.
Now here's Okongwu. Here's Niang. Gets the 3 ball to go. Niang's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Detroit has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. Fontecchio, the pass to Stewart. It's stolen by Okongwu. And now the Hawks on the break. Here's Mann. And he's in the books. Now 1 for 2. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for Atlanta.
Well, the effort they've shown on defense has been infectious. Everyone on this team continuing to jump at opportunities to come away with steals.
We should also mention how hard they've been working on the offensive glass, just coming up with second chance scoring opportunities. Those can be deflating.
And the Hawks making a change here. Capella's checked in, and you look at the history of the Hawks. Brent, they've won one NBA championship. That was back in 1958.
Yeah, B.A., tough for people in Atlanta to even recognize that because the team wasn't there in 58. They were in St. Louis, and they were led by the great Bob Pettit, who was one of the first really impressive, agile big man of his era.
LeVert, he can't get that one to fall. Good D by Duren. For Detroit, they've gone a terrific 4 of 5 here in the second quarter. And the dunk by Duren.
We're beginning to see this more and more from Harris, just taking what the defense allows, and that time finding the wide open man.
And the officials will call the illegal screen here.
You can get away with one once in a while, but it looked like he wasn't completely set on that pick.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul called.
Cunningham looking it over. And 1:01 left in the second. Oh, Cade Cunningham, strong.
And how about Cade just pushing through that time to finish it off?
Here's man. Atlanta again missing. Detroit leading by 4. They are looking really strong offensively.
Yeah, just terrific momentum. Let's see if they can keep it up.
That's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
Now here's man. Back to Capella. Looking to end the run. Kept alive.
There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
He didn't have his feet planted.
Detroit shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. The free throw drops for Harris.
Capable of playing both the 3 and 4 spots, Harris's versatility is his greatest strength.
And the Hawks going with a whole new group out there.
It's not luck that he's so steady at the line. It's through repetition and hard work.
Outside Johnson. That one's good, and it's Young with the assist. Johnson's got 6 points.
Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference, not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Ooh, Cunningham making moves inside.
That's been the story of their offense so far, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Right side Young. Over Cunningham. No good on the buzzer beater. And so it's Detroit up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. And it's all due to their ability to own the paint. They've been dominant down low. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Boy, what a great performance by Trae Young.
Through 2 quarters of play, he's been an excellent source of points.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
Down low, it's going to be Harris and Duren. Thompson out there with Cunningham. And it's Beasley in at the small forward position. That's J.B. Bickerstaff's 5 as we get going in the second half. Detroit leading by 8. Here's Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
And meeting those expectations. I mean, this is what we all wanted to see from Thompson on offense.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Trae Young. That's his first foul of the game.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
Thompson outside. Cunningham outside. Pass to Harris. Back to Cunningham. Here's Daniels. There's Young with the 3. The 3 ball is good from Young.
Man, we see this from Trey often, his ability to take over games with his scoring.
Well, if the Pistons are going to turn things around, Brent, it needs to start on the defensive end.
Yeah, that's part of it, BA. It's not surprising that they've been in the bottom 5 defensively over the past couple years, and that's what happens when you pile up a bunch of young players who want to prove themselves, and by proving themselves, it usually starts on the offensive end. We'll see if these guys being together start to take some pride in stopping their opponents.
And it's a completely new group for the Hawks. Now here's Wallace. He's guarded by Beasley. Wallace's shot is good. Wallace has gotten his first points in this one.
Now that was a clever adjustment. I mean, that was a tough shot.
Now, showing off a little bit on that one. That's a play when your coach goes, no, no. Okay, good play. Get back on defense.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Here's Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Flying high, Asar Thompson. I wish I still had hops like that.
Inside. Capella, pass to Niang. Now here's Mann. Over Beasley. Mann misses. The Pistons lead by 9. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Cade Cunningham has really been improving from distance. He said early in his career he was playing a lot of minutes, and stepping back to the NBA three-point line, he just didn't have enough legs in his shot. After his shin surgery, he redefined his form and strengthened his legs. Brian, he said it helped a lot.
That could be a silver lining of all that time off, Allen. And here's Thompson. He'll bring it up for Detroit. Harris finds Duren. Thompson with it, guarded by Capella. Here's Harris. Yes, and a nice assist from Thompson. And it's an 11-point Pistons lead.
Tobias Harris getting a little bit creative, finding some room on the inside and keeping the defense guessing with that shot attempt.
And stolen by Cunningham. By himself. And Cade glides in for the transition finish.
Come on now. This kind of powerful finish gets guys going.
Yeah, especially when it's coming from your point guard. What a flush.
Yeah, great read, calls his own number, and then sends it home.
That's tipped and out of bounds. Detroit will have it. A big group substitution here for Detroit. Stewart, he's checked in for Duren. Fontecchio comes in for Harris. Hardaway's checked in for Cunningham. And Jaden Ivey subbed in for Thompson. And here's Detroit. It's been 8 unanswered for them. And make no mistake, Cade Cunningham is the engine of this team, Grant.
Man, his vision and playmaking are crucial to the offense. Coach trusts him to make the right reads and set up his teammates. He has cut down on mistakes and is rounding into an elite point guard.
Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
A strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
Man, left no doubt with that one, Grant. Fires the 3. The rebound by Atlanta. Oh, nice finish from the low block. That was good. Johnson's got 10 points.
Nice pass by Risache. You can already see he has a high basketball IQ.
52 seconds left in the third. Here's Beasley. Pass to Stewart. Hardaway from outside. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Hawks trail by 9. Outside Young. Here's Risache. Launches it. That's in. Coming off an assist from Young. Risache's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there. The Pistons have gone 5 of 11 in this third quarter. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. A nice shot by Ivy. And the Pistons lead by 8.
And he is a hard charger. Ivy only plays at full speed. A great burst on his drives.
Okongwu, the pass to Young. Fearless from Young inside.
Yeah, he's leading the charge for them. But let's be honest, he needs more help if they're going to get out in front.
Yeah, doing anything he can right now to get his team to cut into this lead and give them a chance.
And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. 9 seconds left in the third quarter. 1 second left. And it's Ivy penetrating.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. And so it's Detroit, up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. What has them in front right now, by and large? And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that, Don. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store. And the Hawks, looking at who they've got, Risache and Johnson, they're the forwards. Dyson Daniels out there with Trae Young. And it's a Kongwu in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Outside Johnson with the drive. Count it.
That's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
There's Cunningham with a 3. Cunningham confident in his range.
Cade doing a great job of figuring out how it is that he's going to stay this efficient.
Here's Daniels. They get the rebound. Pass to Okongwu from downtown. That shot no good. The Pistons lead by 9. Harris a screen to the paint. And Harris throws it down.
See Tobias Harris coming off that screen, knowing he was going to get open before he got to it, and did something with it.
And here's a Kongwu for 3. That's in. Coming off an assist from Young. Young's got 3 assists now in this one.
And remember when big men shooting threes were as rare as a Sasquatch, and now those big guys are everywhere.
Reed passes to Hardaway. Picked by Reed. Hardaway finds Ivy, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Trae Young. That's foul number 2 for him. And some changes here for Detroit. Jalen Duren, he's checked in for Reed. And it's Thompson in for Hardaway. Outside Young. To the inside. Here's Risache. Pass to Johnson. Here's a Kongwu. Just 4 to shoot. Shoots. Another one falls for Atlanta. Here's Cunningham. Count that one. He's 8 for 10 from the field now.
And Cunningham looking confident down low, just understanding if he takes his time, he can get the job done.
Johnson a screen on Cunningham. Daniels passes to Okongwu. Inside, here's Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with 1 hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. Back to Duren. Pass to Harris. Now Ivy. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. And they've stopped the action here. They're using their coach's challenge to see if they can get this foul overturned.
At the line for 2, Ivy.
Still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, well, Quinn Snyder was just reviewing the plan with the team. He told his players, we are right there, guys. This game is ours. Continue to work hard, and we will win this game.
As always, Allie, we thank you. And the first one at the line is good.
And the hope is that Ivy in the offseason attacked his free throw shooting. This has been a weak spot in this game.
Just about 3 minutes through the 4th and final quarter here. Here's Young. And Cunningham pulls it down. The Pistons lead by 8. Pass to Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Just flat-out playmaking from Cade. This is why he was picked first overall.
Here's Risache, defended by Thompson. Here's Risache. On the wing, Daniels. Out to the right wing. There's Young with the three. Shots blocked.
Great denial. Cunningham using every inch of that reach.
Harris's shot is good. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Pistons.
Well, you have to like what you've seen from them defensively. They've done well contesting shots and have managed to come away with some blocks too.
Well, something else I've seen from them in this game is just how quick they are to capitalize on a turnover. I mean, they're pouncing on that stuff. You've got to be careful when you're handling the ball around them.
Thompson finds Cunningham. For three. Offensive rebound. Takes the three. And it goes. That makes him 9 for 13 now.
And there's no way this margin gets closed down. Great execution of a game plan and a nice win here for the Pistons.
They really had things going. Their offense carried them tonight, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., tonight, simply they won the battle of the field goal percentage. I mean, it made all the difference.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Cade Cunningham.
Serving up feeds all night long. He was the best teammate that they had on the floor.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
Pass to Ivy. Back to Cunningham. Down low. Here's Duran. And here's Harris outside. Atlanta with a rebound. Here's Daniels. And so it's Detroit easily grabbing this one. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've ever seen, but you've got to...
This game, Stan, it's clear who the media thinks will win. We've been reading about it and hearing about it for the last couple days.
Yeah, but Kevin, you know, none of us in the media know what we're talking about. It's just a lot of speculation. And look, it's a cliche, but it's also true. The games aren't won on paper, they're won out on the court, and anyone in the NBA can beat anyone else on a given night.
Which makes me look forward to this one.
Absolutely.
So the opening lineup for the Heat, Mitchell is out there with Hero. Then it's Bam Adebayo. Then it's Andrew Wiggins, and it's Ware in at the 5 spot. 4 on the clock. Wiggins, a screen on Ivy. Hero from long range. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night. Stolen by Hero. To the paint. Here's Mitchell. Adebayo against Harris. And Jalen Duren picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Cunningham against Mitchell. Inside. And Adebayo throws it down.
Don't take your eyes off Bam. When he comes off the floor, he gets up and the slams are just too good to miss.
Now here's Cunningham. And Thompson kicks to Cunningham. Duren sets the screen for Cunningham. And he banks in the layup.
And I love how Cunningham dictates the pace. You can't speed this guy up. He forces you to play at his speed.
Coach, it didn't take long for Kay Cunningham to establish himself as the leader of this team.
Well, Kevin, he's very mature for his age. He was put in a position with all young guys around him, so he had to step up. And I've never heard Cade Cunningham blame anyone else for the team's struggles. He's got everything you could want in a team leader.
Buries it from three-point range.
And really a combo forward with a solid outside touch. Harris is the ideal fit for the modern NBA.
Now Hero has to Ware. Back to Hero. Clock at 6. Duren pulls it in. For Detroit, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for to start off this game. Cunningham passes to Duren. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
No stopping Wiggins there. You have to respect his aggressiveness and fighting mentality.
For the Pistons, Stewart comes in for Duren, and Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Jaden Ivey. Now here's Cunningham. Ball's knocked loose. To the inside. Stewart passes to Cunningham. Detroit needs to get off a shot. Harris's shot is good.
He has become a pure shooter. And from mid-range, Harris is deadly.
So, Stan, you can talk about this. We always hear about heat cultures with the Miami franchise from top to bottom. Everybody is all in and focused in one direction, aren't they?
Yeah, Kevin, I think that is the greatest strength the Heat have had as an organization, is they are all on the same page. And I think they've done it in large part because they have great continuity. If you just look up and down their staff, guys have been there forever. And that allows them to have a very consistent culture.
And teams have tried to copy that, and it's been very hard, hasn't it?
Well, it's been hard because the part they leave out is the consistency part. You can't build that kind of culture when you're making changes with your coaching staff and your front office every 2 to 3 years.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Alden.
Kevin, thanks. Bam Adebayo talked about how his mentality has evolved over his career. He said, shoot the ball. I feel like that's been my evolution. It sounds very simple. But I came into this league as a defender. I feel like the progression's been shoot the ball, worry about everything else later. Kevin?
Certainly DA is a two-way threat. Harris dishes to Cunningham. Back to Harris. The Pistons working the ball around now. Now Stewart. Still without a basket.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
First personal foul. First team foul. At the line for Detroit.
Free throw good, Stewart.
Two shots.
And so Stewart nails both of them. 12 seconds left to play in the first quarter. On the wing, Mitchell. Outside, Hero. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And we reach the end of the first quarter. The Pistons on top, up by 5. Live from... And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Yeah, and that's helped them get the lead. But we'll have to see if they can sustain this offensive output.
And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. They've got Mitchell. Adebayo is out there with Andrew Wiggins. Then it's Tyler Hero. And it's Ware in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Oh, a dead-eye shooter. Hero is always ready to snipe it off the feed.
Ritter passes to Fontecchio. Here's the 3. Andrew Wiggins pulls it in. Miami's gone 1 of 2 on 3 corners here in the second quarter. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Duran comes in for Isaiah Stewart. And it's Asar Thompson in for Ivy. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson. That's his first foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. And at this point, Tyler Hero's used to hearing his name in just about every trade rumor that comes along, Stan. I would assume that's got to be a little disconcerting for a player.
It probably is, Kevin, but give him a lot of credit. It never seems to bother him, at least in terms of affecting his play on the floor. He still puts up big numbers. He plays with great confidence. Tyler Hero's an outstanding offensive player.
Hero against Hardaway. Hero passes to Mitchell. Kicks it out to Hero. Got a hand on it. Here's Ware, and he goes in for the dunk. And the Pistons with possession here. Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. Pass to Hardaway. Back to Schroeder. Back to Hardaway. Just 5 on the clock. And Ware pulls it down.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
The three drills the three-pointer. Now it's a 3-point Miami lead.
And what can't Adebayo do? I mean, gets the tough rebounds, scores the tough baskets, and then makes the right pass.
Hardaway passes to Fontecchio. And finished off by Fontecchio.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
And with the score as close as it is, these are the opportunities you truly can't allow.
I like watching Adebayo operate inside. He is so efficient down low.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. For the Pistons, Harris is checked in for Fontecchio. Jaden Ivey comes in for Hardaway. And it's Cunningham in for Dennis Schroeder. Pass to Duren.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Cunningham looking it over. To the middle. It's stolen by Adebayo. Here's Ware. This one for 3. That one falls coming off Adebayo's feet. Ware's got the lead up to 6 now for the Heat. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Heat.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
And not only that, their elite conditioning evident from the pace they're playing offensively. Boy, they are getting out and running.
Puts it up. And the rebound goes to the Pistons.
Well, when they're playing off you, you have to make them pay. And he couldn't.
That's it, and the Miami lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Ivy.
He's a big combo guard, and Ivy plays with no fear in there.
Hero finds Adebayo. Down it goes, his 3rd basket. He's now 3 for 4.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Pass to Harris, and it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession.
And he jumped out to that ball immediately. Great reaction on that deflection.
Yeah, and you know they're tracking the tips and deflections because that tells you who's affecting the game.
And the Pistons making a change here. Hardaway's checked in. And here is Harris. He has 5. Here's the floater. Duren, no good. The Heat leading by 6. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Here's Love. And it's Miami with another.
He's a talented shooter. Love doesn't avoid the mid-range like others might.
Ivy kicks to Cunningham. The shot is good. And so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
And that concludes the first half. Heat lead by 9. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of action following halftime.
Director attention now to center court. And get ready for the fan. Half-court shot. Give me a beat. They're measuring up the shot.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Man, we're seeing some big paydays for NBA head coaches these days, Stan. Do you miss it?
Do I miss the paychecks?
Yeah.
Payday was always really good in the NBA. No question about that.
What about
but
now, though? What about now?
Well, it's gone through the roof, but look, the trade-off is the paydays are big, but there's not a great deal of job security, Kevin.
Thompson and Harris are their forwards. The backcourt pair will be Cunningham and Ivy. And it's Duren in at the 5. And that's the group for J.B. Bickerstaff as we begin the second half. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Obviously, the Pistons in the midst of a long rebuild. 2 seasons in a row at the bottom of the league standings. Last season, they had the worst record in this once proud franchise's history. That counts the record-setting 28-game losing streak that they had. It's pretty clear that this could be a long road back to redemption. Kevin?
Yeah, could is the operative word. This could be indeed. David, thank you. This league, Stan, and you've watched it and coached it for years, has the best players in the entire world. And some guys can kind of be overlooked, like Terry Rozier, for instance.
Yeah, look, here's a guy who's averaged 28 points a game. He can create offense for other people. He plays hard, was an outstanding defender early in his career. He's an important piece for any team he's on.
And what speed, and Stan, what athleticism.
Yeah, no question about it. This guy's somebody who shouldn't be under the radar.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
On the wing, Hawkins. And again, Miami with the triple.
And once Rozier spots that hole in the defense, he just doesn't hesitate. Just sends the ball to an open shooter.
And timeout call by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Stewart's checked in for Detroit. Fontecchio's coming in for Asar Thompson. Fontecchio passes to Harris. An easy 2 points on the layup. And it's 7 points for Tobias Harris.
And it does a world of good for them to have Harris getting busy inside. Gives them that inside-out edge they're looking for.
Hawkins misses the three.
Well, that's a shot the defense felt like they could live with, and it worked out for him that time.
Harris, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Harris has got 9.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Outside for Robinson. Love with the screen on Ivy. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. Connects from three-point range. Robinson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And you look at the Detroit Pistons, Stan, so much young talent, but the chemistry is a work in progress, clearly.
Well, it is, Kevin, and they're working on it, but it's hard with so many new faces, and they still need a second and third guy that they can build around. They've got a lot of good role players, but they need a couple more stars.
And Cunningham with the slam.
Yeah, and how about that beautiful two-way play from Cunningham, turning defense into offense.
And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. Pass to Ivy. And slam dunk by Ivy.
And man, can Ivy fly. I mean, a big-time finish.
Here's Jovic. We've got 1:08 left in the third. Got it. Good job in the low post. Pistons trail by 9. Cunningham outside. Takes the three. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
Yeah, you know, I like how they're not relying on just one guy to get it done. They're sharing the ball and keeping the defense, yes.
Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition take foul. Well, the Miami Heat have always been in contention, Stan, for the East, and you've worked in the organization. Why is that?
Well, look, Kevin, I'll admit to a bit of a bias here, but they have a great coach, maybe the best in the league. He's been there since 2008. That consistency and continuity really helps, and this team expects themselves to win no matter what they go through.
Cunningham sets a screen for Hardaway. And then Cunningham with the dunk.
I love the mentality of Cunningham tonight, looking for his shot, and boy, is he producing.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
The Pistons shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
And so Cunningham nails both of them.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Hero with it. Has to wear. The three. The shot that time, not on target. And the game still closely contested as we end the 3rd quarter. Miami ahead, up by. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Well, it's one of the core parts of the game. Reading the defense and creating an easy bucket for your teammate. That is pretty.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. On the floor for Miami starting the 4th. They've got Andrew Wiggins. Mitchell is out there with Hero. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Ware in at the pivots, manning the middle. Outside, Hero. Shot clock at 6. Back to Adebayo. This one for 3. Rebound, Detroit. Stewart's got 6 rebounds in the game. Detroit's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Outside Hardaway. Thompson surveying the floor. Pass to Ivy. To take the lead. Wiggins with the block.
His length gives Wiggins an advantage on the D. He can get his hand to shots that a lot of other players would not be able to impact.
Now Hardaway. Fontecchio. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Fontecchio. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. A different look here for Detroit. Jalen Duren. He's checked in for Stewart. Tobias Harris comes in for Fontecchio. And Cade Cunningham subbed in for Ivy. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Well, during the break, I listened in on J.B. Bickerstaff's huddle. Now he's encouraging them to keep attacking in the paint. He said, when we get inside, we score. Simple as that. Keep attacking and don't settle for anything that's not at the rim. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks so much, David. Cunningham on the wing. Covered by Mitchell, and he comes up with the deuce.
And the strength of Cunningham. Fantastic job there scoring on the defense.
They set the pick. Pass to Adebayo. 4th quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Here's Wiggins. Plays it up off the glass.
And this is why Wiggins has become an efficient scorer, doing a much better job with his shot quality, and loves now to attack inside.
Harris finds Cunningham, and then Cunningham with the dunk.
Yes, sir. Cade Cunningham embracing the role of a leader.
Pass to Mitchell, and the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason, I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Adebayo with a screen on Hardaway. Down low. And Adebayo with the basket on the assist from Hero. Hero's got 3 assists now in this one. Cunningham outside. Driving the way. Oh, wow, what a great move inside.
That is incredible.
Oh, nasty dunk there by Cunningham. This is why he went first overall. Cade's got length, skill, and athleticism.
It's stolen by Cunningham. And Duran slams it in.
Look, you can see their confidence growing. They have reason to believe.
Yeah, they're in this one. They have some momentum on their side, and they just need to keep up the intensity.
Pass to Duran. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. And so Adebayo will bring it up for Miami. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. That one falls coming off Adebayo's feet. Adebayo's got 3 assists in the game. Duran with it. Back to Cunningham. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Here's Mitchell. 54 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It falls!
And coming down the stretch here, both teams still on fire.
Yeah, in hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold. That's not going to happen, it doesn't look like in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession.
Duran, no good. On offense, here are the Heat. Over in the corner, Hero. Wiggins outside. And the Heat, another three.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Outside, Hero. From deep three-point territory. And so it's Miami winning this one. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team.
Thank you, David. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.
think that has been circled on the calendar. These guys are competitive, but there are positional rivalries that do exist, and the only way you can measure up is standing across from your opponent. We've got that here tonight. Who's going to get the best of who?
And the starting lineup for Miami. They've got Davion Mitchell. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Bam Adebayo. Then there's Tyler Hero, and it's Ware in at the 5, roaming the paint. Pulls it from the top of the key. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game. Hero outside. From deep. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
And Hero demonstrating his confidence. That range looks limitless.
Young inside. The rebound by Ware.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
And looking at Trae Young, Brent, his team's always finished in the top 10 in offensive rating.
Yeah, for Trae, those teams he's played on have normally been in the top 5, along with playing at a top 10 pace. So when he has the ball in his hands and he's coming at you, very difficult to stop. Young's so talented, you're basically guaranteed to have a good offensive team.
Pass to Ware, puts up a 3. No rebound by Atlanta.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Outside Johnson. And here's a Kongwu for 3. The rebound by Ware. Miami's gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. The deep 3 from Hero. Misses the 3. Used the pump fake well, but he couldn't capitalize. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by a Kongwu. The Heat have gone 2 of 6 to open up this game. Adebayo sets a screen. Hero, the pass to Adebayo. And here's Mitchell. Wiggins outside. Shot clock at 6. Buries the jump shot.
Wiggins getting the space and then does not hesitate before firing that one.
Pass to Daniels. Johnson a screen on Hero. And Atlanta misses again. The Heat have gone just 3 for 7 here at the start. Good, and the assist goes to Adebayo. Hero's got 8 points. Young against Mitchell. Now here's Johnson. Back to Young. 4-3. Can't get it to drop. And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Heat. It's a 5-point game, and it's Ware missing.
It's never easy from that distance, but we see him drill those and shoot around all the time.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-up, so maybe just a step too far.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
KBA, the Hawks are figuring it out. Coach Quinn Snyder said, growth isn't linear. We want to just keep improving. The players have bought in. They're working. They're practicing hard, hitting the film. Everybody has been absolutely coachable. I think we're learning. Guys, it's all about the journey here.
Yeah, I'm trying to take that next step. That's how it's done. Thanks, Allie. And Brent, the Heat always looking to compete year in, year out.
Well, for good reason. This team takes a lot of pride in giving themselves a chance every year, and the way the front office conducts their business is they believe they can put together the type of roster that is going to go out there and take care of things to put them in position to be successful. And just Shakespearean there, a smart read. Saw the defense was collapsing inside, so he wisely pulled up from the outside and drilled it.
And out of bounds. The Hawks will have it. .103 left to play in the first quarter. No question, this offense has some firepower.
And they're looking very confident in all that they're doing right now.
Here's Daniels. Three-pointer off the mark. Heat trail by 3. Wiggins from long range. The long-distance 3 is buried. Wiggins got 5 now.
And now the defense is going to have their concentration on Andrew Wiggins. That's deep.
Pass to Risache. And And it falls. 2 for 3 from the field so far.
That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
The Hawks have got half their attempts to go. 6 of 12. Fires in the triple. He's got 5.
Oh, good shot from Daniels. He understands he needs to keep knocking these down for his team.
Pass to Hero. Okongwu with the rebound.
And even though he couldn't send the shot back at him, he certainly altered it.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through one. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. All right, guys, what do you think about the Hawks here in this one?
Well, they've used the fast break well to score easy points and keep the defense unsettled.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
On the court for Miami here in the second. They've got Bam Adebayo. Davion Mitchell is out there with Tyler Hero. Then it's Andrew Wiggins, and it's Ware in at the center position. From deep, Mitchell drains the triple.
Good heads-up basketball. Sees an opening and capitalizes.
Johnson on the wing. The 3. Rebound Miami. Ware's got his 5th rebound in this one. Pass to Hero. Now here's Adebayo. Covered by Johnson. Oh, look at Wiggins. Takes the hit and finishes strong.
I think there were some toughness questions around Andrew Wiggins. Not anymore. This guy has become a pretty gritty player.
And it's good for 2.
Want to score in the NBA? Picks can really force the D to make tough choices.
Man, Brent, when Trae Young is on the floor, his teams put up ridiculous offensive numbers. What makes Trae a difference maker?
Well, I think Trae's relentlessness as an offensive player is hard to defend. I mean, he's so quick with the basketball. He gets into the teeth of the defense and causes so many problems, BA. He sometimes has those stretches where he becomes an offense unto himself.
Pass to Okongwu. Launches a 3. Nails it from beyond the arc.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Adebayo, that's good.
Well, if this is a physical contest, Adebayo is going to win out.
Outside Johnson. The 3 is up. And Hero grabs the board. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. And he'll be shooting his first free throw. All right, Brent, in an ideal world, if you're team building and you have the ability to build around a type of superstar, what would that look like for you?
Well, BA, the game has changed so much. We see that the most valuable players now, today, are big wings that can handle the physical rigors of both ends of the floor, playing offense and defense, can have the ball in their hands and create advantage every time they touch the ball, whether they're scoring it or making plays for their teammates. But the biggest factor is this guy has to motivate and ingratiate himself to the rest of the team. Those are true high-level championship caliber players.
Outside Johnson, out to the right wing. Okongwu, a screen on Adebayo. Here's Johnson. Leaps for it, and he can't get that one. Good D by Adebayo. Lets it go from deep. Daniels, that one's true. Daniels has got 8 points.
This game has been like a seesaw. Both teams going back and forth at one another.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
And 6-man, a common term in basketball, has a unique meaning for the Atlanta Hawks, Grant.
Yeah, it's the name of their fan base. Extremely loyal and passionate, and they've swayed the outcome of games.
Wiggins for 3. That one's good. Mitchell making the play. Mitchell's got 3 assists now in this one. Here's Young. The rebound by Ware. And here's Mitchell. He'll bring it up for the Heat. A minute 22 left in the first half. Three-pointer. And it's Ware missing.
He came out today planning to do as much damage from three-point range as possible. Well, it looks like it's time to change up the plan, guys.
To the middle. Here's Adebayo. And finished off by Adebayo.
And for Bam, it doesn't get any easier than that.
Hawks trail by 3. Here's Daniels. The rebound by Ware. Ware's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Ooh, an open look for Hero. And it's good as he snugs it right through the net. 11 points in the game.
And I love how he's pushing the tempo and creating for others. He does this game in and game out. Incredible.
Nice to play with a point guard that takes pride in playmaking. It makes you move around just a little bit faster to get open spots.
Hero outside. And he goes in for the dunk.
And Hero getting to the spots where he can be very effective. That swagger he plays with is infectious.
Pass to Okongwu. From deep, Johnson. And Atlanta hits again from deep.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
Releases. And there are the Heat with another bucket. Here's Young. It'll count, and the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Heat out in front. They're up by 3. And we'll see you back here after the break. Third quarter action in just a bit. In that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. How about Tyler Hero displaying all of his skills today?
Yeah, he's played with great energy in the first half. Very disruptive at the defensive end.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he wanted to do out there. Everyone he guarded looked uncomfortable.
They've got Karis LeVert, George Niang out there with Terrence Mann. Then it's Clint Capella, and it's Wallace in at the point. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. And here's LeVert for 3. Rebound Miami. Outside Jaquez. Pass to Jovic. Capella with the defensive effort. Hawks trail by 3. It's stolen by Love. Here's Jovic. And the layup is good off the glass.
Good play call and good execution. The offense running on all cylinders.
Here's LeVert. Oh, he goes up high for the two-handed slam.
Oh, what ferocity on the throwdown. I just love when he goes up with purpose.
Where was the D right there? The effort lacking big time.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
LeVert passes to Mann. Back to LeVert. Outside Mann from outside the arc. Sinks the tray. Mann's got his first 3 points of the game.
Oh, nice ball movement by LeVert. A welcome sign for this team.
Well, Grant, the Miami Heat are as professionally run as any franchise in this league.
Yeah, and certain numbers point to that. They minimize turnovers, they don't commit cheap fouls, and they hit their free throws. So, in other words, they don't give anything away. Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Yeah, that's inexcusable. I mean, the defense must push LeVert farther away from the basket than that.
On the wing, Rozier. Watched by Wallace. Capella against Love. Jacks up a 3. And the Heat, another 3.
Oh, what a crafty move, causing the defender to pause right there.
Here's Mann. Rebound by the Heat.
Defense better tighten up on the mid-range. They're much, much tighter. You expect him to make every single one of those.
Jovic passes to Jaquez. And that'll be Miami's ball as it goes out of bounds. Heat able to keep the possession.
Nice deflection there. Really trying to disrupt their offensive flow.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
Here's Jovic. Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Man with it. Now guarded by Rozier. Wallace. The three-pointer off the mark. Miami leading by 7. Rozier, the pass to Jovic.
2 minutes remaining.
Back to Rozier. Just 5 to shoot. With the teardrop. Jovic shot is off. The Hawks have gotten 3 of 6 shots to fall so far in the third. And Atlanta misses again.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Rozier, a good look. Capella with a rebound.
I admire the play call. They just couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, an efficient offensive possession. They found the look that they wanted, just didn't go in.
Miami has gone 3 of 4 from outside in the second half. Pass to Love.
And the skill set of Kevin Love is valuable. Big man who can shoot the 3. A great rebounder. He's doing a lot of things well here.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he sinks the second. Hawks trail by 8. Well, Brent, the reputation of Duncan Robinson is as a shooter, but he's added to his game.
A little bit, BA. It's still going to be shooter first, but Duncan doing a much better job of reading some of the double team and action coming at him to run him off the line. So that assist number, that's been growing.
Rozier with it. And Capella picks him up defensively. Count it.
And what I love about Rozier is his fearlessness as a scorer. Inside, outside, in between, it doesn't matter.
LeVert passes to Wallace. Screen by Capella. Here's the 3. Pass to Man. LeVert outside. Back to Man. Second chance effort. Can't get the layup. Miami leading by 7. Rozier finds Robinson. Love with the ball. Guarded by Capella. Here's Jovic. That one falls. Jovic has gotten his second bucket. There's 14 seconds left to play in the third quarter. There's a screen. LeVert passes to Man. He gets it up. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. And so it's the Miami Heat with a 9. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
The passing for the team becoming contagious, this time involving the big.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Setting the floor for Miami. Tyler Hero is out there with Mitchell. Then it's Bam Adebayo. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. And it's Ware in at the 5. Here's Hero. And he drives in. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity. All right, guys, what's your take on the hustle stats for the Heat?
Their defensive intensity has served them well. It kept the offense scrambling and resulted in several steals.
Well, something else that has stood out is their up-tempo offense. And these guys have been on the track all game long. They're creating high percentage looks, getting out there on the fast break.
Young looking over the floor. 4 on the clock. The Hawks need to get one up here. And here's a Kongwu for 3. That's in. Coming off an assist from Young. Young's got 3 assists now in this one. And so Hero will bring it up for Miami. They've led by as much as 10. And the ball out of play. The Hawks will have it. A few possessions into the fourth. Just over a minute played. Young from long range. The rebound by Wiggins. Wiggins got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Mitchell. Six on the shot clock. Over to the wing. There's the three. And it's Ware missing. Hawks trail by 7. Young, the pass to Daniels. Here's Young. The layup misses. And the Heat shooting around 50% of the game so far. It's stolen by Johnson. And here comes the break. And it's Young to the rack.
Willing to get out and run. Trae Young will take those points however he can get to them.
Hero right side. The rebound by Atlanta. Johnson's got 9 rebounds now. Pass to Daniels. Fires for 3. And it's Miami with a rebound. To the inside. Stolen by Young. In transition, here they come from behind the arc. Daniels misses.
Well, you make strides to get back in the ball game, but an errant shot like that can definitely cost you any kind of momentum. Have to use better judgment there.
Hawks trail by 5. Outside Young. Pass to Rizachet. Back to Young. Here's Rizachet. Checked by Mitchell. Outside Young. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The 3 is up. Oh! Trae virtually automatic from deep.
Trae Young stepping up and delivering in a big-time moment.
The kick out to Wiggins. Back to Hero. Pass to Ware to win the drought. And that's collected by Trae Young. Atlanta's got 2 of 5 threes to go here in the fourth. Down low. Here's Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
And look at that. The vision is why Trae Young can get you double-digit assists.
Mitchell drives in. Pass to Adebayo. Hero outside. Now Mitchell, guarded by Young. Hero, screen on Young. Here's Mitchell. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Soft interior D, and they've exploited it.
The kick out to Johnson. Here's Rizachet, pounded by Wiggins.
Yeah, Rizachet is already advanced with the ball in his hand. He knows how to pick up that whistle.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Atlanta.
I mean, they've played some beautiful basketball all game. The passing has been impressive, and it's opened up things with their ball movement.
They also have to admire the way they've gotten out and run in transition. And they've run wide, they've run their lanes, they've been doing it with a great pace. And that's produced some easy scores.
Mitchell misses. This might be a turning point.
Massive possession here.
Here goes Trae. 24 seconds left in the final quarter. Picked up by Okongwu. The kick out to Johnson. Oh my! What a shot!
Wow, that takes steady nerves right there.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up a notch.
And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. And looking at the options here, what do you think is being discussed?
A chance to tie it up here.
Well, they just need a solid play right now, and Coach going through his index cards to find one to get something going.
Where? Misses the tray. And so it's Atlanta who scrapes by with a win. What a performance. Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up.
buddy, David. And a look at the starters for the Pistons. Thompson and Harris are their forwards. The backcourt pair will be Cunningham and Ivy. And it's Duren in at center. And for the Hawks, in the post, it'll be Johnson and Okongwu. Daniels out there with Karis LeVert. And it's Rizachet in at the 3 spot. And this past offseason stand was pivotal for the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, they've been at a crossroads, Kevin, every offseason since their Eastern Conference Finals run in 2021. But after missing out on the playoffs last season, changes seemed inevitable.
Okongwu with a screen on Ivy. Daniels from outside gets the three-pointer to fall.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
And that's something Cunningham takes pride in. Sharp read with that pinpoint pass.
Took him no time at all on that one.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
Offensive rebound, Ivy. Here's Duren. To the paint. And Duren slams it in.
And credit Harris for creating that high percentage look, scanning the floor and finding the best option.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And Rizachet, the prototypical size and skill for a wingman.
Yeah, he got some jelly to his game. Handle, touch at his size. That becomes very tough to contain. Looking like your classic wing. Zachary Rizachet is 6'8", long, and can hit threes. A real modern swingman.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Well, earlier I spoke with Quinn Snyder. We talked about how dialed in he is on Cade Cunningham in this matchup. Coach told me the key is not to let him get into a rhythm early on. That might mean you have to throw different defenders at him. Maybe send them double teams too. Everything is on the table tonight. We'll see what they come up with for Cade. Guys?
All right, David, thanks. From deep, Johnson is now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Well, that's just poor transition defense. He's too good a shooter to leave open out there.
The Pistons have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Cunningham gets the bucket.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Daniels, no good. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Cunningham passes to Ivy. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
Oh, interior defense doesn't hold back against Ivy, but he just explodes right by them and gets it to go.
And they're pushing it up. Here's Duren. And Duren slams it in.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set. Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
Ivy passes to Duren. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And when you take a look at Jalen Duren, a big man, Greg, who seems to get better each and every season.
Well, you know, he averaged a double-double in his second season. I especially like how hard he goes after rebounds. This guy has a bright future in this league.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for Detroit. LeVert screen on Hardaway. Daniels from outside. Rebound by the Pistons. Cunningham on the wing. LeVert defending. Here's Harris, and slam dunk by Harris.
How about that finish by Harris? He sees his opening and does not hesitate to rise up and be free.
Back to Daniels. Rizachet wide open. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Cunningham dishes it to Thompson. Back to Cunningham. to Duran. He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game.
Oh, defending Cunningham, boy, a challenge. You have to pay extra attention. That's when you leave someone open. It seemed like he changed his mind halfway through the layup, tried to go to something else, and flat out choked it. And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Detroit shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
Stewart checked in for Jalen Duran.
We expect nothing less. He's generally been very good at the line.
And that one's good. Daniel.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
Well, you expect there to be peaks and valleys, but you've got some excellent scores on both sides. Assisted buckets. Every team wants them. They show you're running effective team offense.
Pass to Rizichet. Fades and shoots. Okongwu.
2 minutes allowed to review the play.
They are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
Yeah, and at this point in the game, you know, some might say, hey, can't we just skip the replay this time around?
Jalen Duran has been leading the charge for Detroit. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. Back to the action in just a minute. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. Hey guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for Detroit?
Well, I like how they're going right at the defense, creating high-quality looks with that penetration.
You also have to admire how they've challenged the defense inside, getting a lot of points in the paint.
And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Harris is out there with Isaiah Stewart. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. Then it's Malik Beasley. And it's Hardaway in at the 2-guard position. With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. I asked Quinn Snyder what he enjoys most about coaching, and the Hawks coach said the opportunity to compete in such an intense way. Also, the tactics of the game and the intellectual part of player development. It's rewarding to see and have a part in someone's growth and improvement. Kevin?
David, that's coaching, right? Growth and development. A mind for the game for sure. I've always respected Coach Snyder. And that one is good by Beasley. Stan, we have so many great players in this NBA. I mean, every night, from top to bottom, each roster, there's so many great players. But in your opinion, who is the toughest to game plan against?
Wow, that is a tough question because there's so many of them where there's no good answers. You know, let's take Jokic, for example. If you play him one-on-one, he's going to score virtually every time. If you come in, double-team him, send a second defender, he's going to make the right pass all the time. There's no way to absolutely stop him. You just do the best you can to limit their team.
The great ones always have answers, don't they, Stan?
If they didn't, Kevin, they wouldn't be the great ones.
Of the two offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
Well, I think it's because they're calling sets that really match up well with their personnel.
On the wing, Nance. Scoreless thus far. Yep, it goes, and the Piston lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Capella. Here's Hardaway driving to the basket. And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with this guy. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Jalen Duran, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. Asar Thompson comes in for Malik Beasley. Jaden Ivey, he's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Cunningham in for Dennis Schroeder. Duran, and Duran slams it in.
Just a fantastic decision maker. Cunningham giving it up in that two-man set.
After a solid rookie campaign, Coach, Jalen Duran had a breakout sophomore year.
Well, Kevin, Jalen Duran knows who he is. averaging a double-double, but he stays within himself. Doesn't take very many jump shots, shot well over 60%, and he has got a great motor.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. Cunningham with it. He's picked up by LeVert. Fast break, the Hawks. Back to Daniels. Pass to Rizachet. And here is Okongwu. The shot, no good. Great defense that time from Duren. Stewart, a screen for Cunningham. From 6 away. Stewart passes to Cunningham. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Poked away. And again, Detroit turns it over. The Hawks trail by 7. We've got 1:13 left to play here in the second quarter. The Hawks working the ball around. LeVert inside the line. Rebound by the Pistons. They've led by as many as 11 points. Duren with it. Okongwu covering. Pass to Ivy. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
He's a big combo guard, and Ivy plays with no fear in there.
Daniels from outside. Rizachet with it. The tray. Hands it from downtown. That's 7 points for Rizachet.
Wow, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Here's Cunningham. And then Cunningham with the dunk.
And he can make some jaw-dropping plays. Cunningham loves to get to the 10 and finish with authority.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's LeVert. Carries it down low. And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. A different look here for Detroit. Tobias Harris is checked in for Jalen Duren. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Jaden Ivey. And it's Malik Beasley in for Cunningham. And here's Thompson. He has yet to score. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. Here's Mann. They get it back. And he nails the buzzer beater.
And give him credit. Good awareness of the time remaining.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. We've seen Jalen Duren really having a great game.
Yeah, and early on, he has been feasting in the paint, and you have to think they're going to keep feeding the big fella.
Well, that's certainly what I'd do. Until the defense shows they can stop him, ride the hot hand.
So with Johnson on the bench, here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. Terrence Mann is out there with Wallace. Then it's Clint Capella. Then it's Nance. And it's Niang in at the small forward position.
Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. He stands since 2009. The Pistons have just 2 playoff appearances.
Yeah, that's true, Kevin. And they got swept in both of those playoff appearances. They haven't won a playoff game since 2008. And with all the lottery picks they've made recently, their fans are itching to see some progress.
Cunningham gets the bucket.
Just showing some grown man strength there. Cunningham gifted at working through the contact.
One-on-one fast break. Ivy finds Cunningham, and that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. Cunningham passes to Duren. Cunningham drives in. And Cunningham with the slam.
Oh, nasty dunk there by Cunningham. This is why he went first overall. Cade's got length, skill, and athleticism.
Three-pointer, LeVert. Pass to Daniels. The three. Not going to go that time. Pistons leading by 6. Here's Duren. And Duren slams it in.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
Detroit making a switch here. Stewart's checked in. What a unique resume for Coach Quinn Snyder. Stan, he's coached in college. He's been overseas as a head coach. He's been in the G League, and now he is back in the NBA.
Yeah, and this guy's just a great coach. He's had teams that perform well at both ends of the floor. He's won everywhere he's been, and he's the only NBA coach I know of that's got a law degree on top of it.
So he's smart and he can coach. Oh, and by the way, he had a pretty good mentor in college, didn't he?
He certainly did.
Cunningham kicks to Stewart. And the dunk by Stewart.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. To the inside. Here's Daniels. Ivy defending. 6 to shoot. Inside. Rizachet. Cunningham with some nice D. And it's Thompson with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. They've led by as many as 11 points. Ivy dishes to Cunningham. And slam dunk by Ivy.
And man, can Ivy fly. I mean, a big-time finish.
Pass to Johnson. Here's Okongwu. Hawks passing it around. Ivy with it. He's picked up by LeVert. That one good for 2. And now a 10-point Piston lead.
And through hard work, this has become Harris's bread and butter. A knockdown shooter off the catch.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. For the Pistons, Duren, he's checked in for Stewart. Fontecchio's coming in for Asar Thompson. And it's Malik Beasley in for Cade Cunningham. Nance outside. Puts up a 3. It's good from long range. Nance has got his first 3 points of the game. Hey, Stan, as a coach, what was the most difficult part when transitioning from college to the pros?
That's a great question, Kevin, and I think 2 things. Number one, the length and the pace of the season. You just didn't have the time to prepare for the next game. Everything was sped up. And then, obviously, the talent of the players. So you're trying to game plan and come up with a way to stop guys who are essentially unstoppable.
Tipped away. Wallace left side. Here's Duren. 13 points in the game. It's good. Fontecchio's got his first points in this one.
Well, you love the unselfishness. Makes the next pass and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
Here's Mann. Out to Nance. The second chance effort going inside. 5 on the clock. Screen by Capella. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
The Atlanta shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
Trae Young, he's checked in for Atlanta. And then for Detroit, Thompson, he's checked in for Fontecchio, and it's Cunningham in for Beasley. Thompson outside. Back to Duren. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists now in this one.
He's creating good looks and shooting very efficient.
Capella, and he makes that one. 8 points for Clint Capella.
Well, offensively, he's doing his best to keep them in this game, but they might need someone else to step up as well.
And timeout call by J.B. Bickerstaff. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Here's Ivy, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Detroit Pistons with their leads. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Wow, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. And on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. Sliding in at the wing spot, it's Ivy and Hardaway Jr. Isaiah Stewart out there with Harris, and it's Cunningham in at the 1. Pistons leading by 4. Cunningham outside, and there's the drive. And it's a great finish!
Oh my gosh.
And on that drive, Cunningham utilizing that athleticism, blitzing the defense the moment he sees an opening.
And that one's good. Daniels.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
Yeah, there's no excuse for giving that up. That's the absolute last thing you want to have.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. So, for the Pistons, Duran comes in for Isaiah Stewart, and it's Asar Thompson in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. During that last break, I listened in to J.B. Bickerstaff's huddle. Now, they've been happy with the way the team is shooting. He reminded players to keep taking those threes, that they've had some clean looks. When that 3 goes in, it's always a welcome sight. Guys?
Thank you, David. Duran pulls it in. Duran's got his 6th rebound on the night. Thompson left side. Pass to Harris. Here's Duran. Shot clock at 5. And timeout call by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team. Hardaway's checked in for Ivy. Just 4 to shoot. Cunningham passes to Thompson. That shot off the mark.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Cunningham against LeVert. Pass to Daniel. There's the killer 2-handed slam.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And guys, you cannot allow that in a close game. You have to make it harder than that.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Here's Riesesche. Oh, tried to dunk it home. And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is... Officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in air. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Okongwu finds Levert. Okongwu with a screen on Cunningham. And it's Levert missing.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no airspace there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without fouling.
Cunningham gets the bucket.
And he just seems to always deliver in the clutch. And he's got it going right now. That's who they want taking the big shot. And Levert with that slashing approach coupled with the outside shot. Boy, he is not an easy cover.
Cunningham outside. 1:22 left in the fourth quarter. Off on the layup. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Hawks. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Here is Daniels. Guarded by Hardaway. Back to Okongwu. Pass to Daniels. It's Levert on the wing. Buries it from outside.
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Harris setting the pick for Cunningham. In the corner, it's Duran. On the wing, Harris. Duran with the screen on Johnson. Harris. Got it.
They needed that bucket. And leave it to Harris to go get it. He knows when it's time to take things into his own hands.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Okongwu kicks to Daniels. Rebounded by the Pistons. They've led by as many as 11 points. And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. So it's both teams making substitutions here. And they are really racking up the assists in this one.
And their team chemistry is evident. These guys enjoy playing with one another. Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And he ends up making the second, and that will put them up by 2. 16 seconds left in the game. Here's Young. It's deflected. And so it looks like the Hawks will retain possession here. It's Okongwu, high post. Shoots over Duran. Oh, he couldn't make that shot go to force overtime. And so it's the Pistons who come out on top here. They break the hearts of every fan.
it's the Pistons to start out. Now a look at Detroit's starting lineup. Cunningham and Ivy work together as the backcourt. Thompson out there with Tobias Harris. And it's Duren in at the 5, roaming the paint.
And this is where Cade Cunningham showing his ability to get above the rim as a point guard. This makes him special.
Hero with it. Now Thompson defending. Where? And the 3 off target. All right, Brent, let me ask you a very important question. What exactly is Heat culture?
BA, Heat culture is about toughness and competitiveness. And if you step into that building, you better make sure that you're ready to be pushed and push the limits that, as a professional player, not a lot of other teams are willing to go. As soon as they find guys who enjoy that, and I'm not going to say torture, but it's close, those are the kind of guys who make it in Miami.
Here's Hero following the score by Detroit. Pass to Adebayo. Clock at 6. Adebayo, a screen on Ivy. Hero for 3. Drops in the 3.
And a nice 6 cents back there from Hero using that pick and roll.
Thompson scanning the floor. Now here's Duren. Here's Thompson, hounded by Adebayo. Oh, and the jam by Thompson.
Getting up and then throwing it down.
Oh, that was a big hammer right there. Hero with it. Now guarded by Duren. And it's Ware missing. The Pistons have gone 3 of 3 so far from the floor. Inside, Duren. And the dunk by Duren.
Teammates gotta love playing with Cade Cunningham. I mean, this guy plays so unselfish, on-time, on-target passing.
And here we go, the Heat fast break. Adebayo, the open look. And it's Harris with the rebound.
You won't see him miss that one too many times.
Yeah, that happens. Important thing is for players, just don't beat yourself up and make a miss like that cost you another play.
And that was just moving the ball quickly. And he's rewarded at the end with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Mitchell, the pass to Adebayo. Back to Mitchell. Adebayo, a screen on Cunningham. To the paint. And Adebayo, the bucket on the assist by Mitchell.
Sweet floater from Bam, knowing when not to put his power behind it, but a little bit of finesse.
The 3 ball. Duren with the rebound. Detroit leading by 5. Well, Brent, the 23-24 Pistons tied an NBA record by losing 23 straight. One bright spot, however, was Jalen Duren.
Well, the bright spot, BA, would be that you wouldn't mention that again. So let's just forget about that and put it behind us. But Jalen Duren did have some moments. He averaged a double-double that season at just 20 years of age. So the sky is still the limit for this young, big, physical player.
Flying high, Asar Thompson. I wish I still had hops like that.
Adebayo, that's good.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
For Detroit, they've gone 6 of 7 and looking good. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Mitchell. Earlier, Allie LaForce spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Allie?
I asked him what's the key to slowing down Cade Cunningham. Coach said, quote, not letting him get clean looks inside the arc. Cade is a terrific mid-range shooter and a solid finisher inside, so we just have to get a hand in his face on every shot. Limiting his production could be the difference in this game.
And Allie, thanks. Last season was tough for the Pistons, Brent, setting an NBA record by losing 28 games in a row.
BA, I'm a glass half full guy. I'm going to go on the bright side. Look at their core. It's led by Cade Cunningham. This guy is ultra talented. He's still in his early 20s. They have a lot of young talent on the roster. They're going to be better, and they play way better in the second half of the year. So how's that for some positivity?
The defensive effort was lacking a bit, but hey, give him credit for finding a weakness there.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Here's Adebayo. That one off the back iron and out.
I know it's about defending the post and the three-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there.
Now here's Stewart. That falls. Nice feed that time from Cunningham. Cunningham's got his 4th assist in this one. They set a pick. Hero, the pass to Adebayo. From deep. The rebound by Stewart. Knocked loose. Now here's Ivy. Defense right on him. Stewart, no good.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense. Many times you don't like that shot selection, but sometimes when you're just feeling it in transition and no one's on you, great shot there.
And so it's Detroit closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. The hustle they've... And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Pistons.
Well, great play down low. I mean, you expect the defense to adjust, collapse maybe, but that should open up things on the perimeter later in the game.
Well, not only that, but you love how unselfish they've been to start this game. That's going to get all the guys in a great flow and feeling good. So moving that ball around and scoring off assists, it's a nice way to play.
They've got Andrew Wiggins. Tyler Hero is out there with Davion Mitchell. Then it's Bam Adebayo, and it's Ware in at the center position. That's the group in the game for the Heat. The Pistons lead by 7. Well, Brent, league-wide, more and more points being scored. Do you see that tapering off at any point?
BA, with all the rule changes and what we're seeing in terms of the skill set of players growing, I mean, the scoring is just going to keep going. How far can we go? I don't know. I feel like we're topping off a little bit. The only way we're going to score more points in the game is add more time to the clock.
And the call will be against Tyler Hero. That's his first foul.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
And it's Thompson penetrating. Wiggins with a steal. And here we go, the Heat fast break. Oh, Wiggins with the speed.
When you talk about Wiggins' aggressiveness on O, it's great when he does it on D. Rewarded that time.
Beasley outside. The 3. The rebound by Ware.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Pass to Adebayo. Duran with a steal. And now the Pistons in transition. Good on the shot. Thompson's got 8.
This is intelligent basketball. Forcing a turnover and then immediately starting the fast break.
Here's Ware, covered by Duran. Here's Wiggins.
Oh, yes, sir!
Wow!
And how about the acrobatics from Andrew Wiggins? Way up that time.
And we have seen Andrew Wiggins step up as the second best player on a title team. But it's all about his consistency, Brent.
Well, Andrew Wiggins' role, I believe, changed. Get up to throw down.
A dynamic finish, then decides to hang out a little for good measure.
Yep, that's the exclamation point right there.
Yeah, whenever he's got a little room, if the ball's in his hands, Hardaway Jr. looking to score.
Pass to Adebayo. Here in quarter 2, we played a little over 2.5 minutes now. And there's Wiggins. That's good. On the assist by Adebayo. 7 points in the game.
That's the kind of passing you want there. Work the ball around, keep it moving, try to get an assist on every bucket.
And Detroit making a change here. Cunningham's checked in. Launches it from deep. Rebound Miami.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe a little too flashy there, and that's unfortunate.
Detroit leading by 4. Hardaway, the pass to Fontecchio. Pass to Duran. Fontecchio outside. This one for 3. Pure from 3-point range. Fontecchio's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Robinson passes to Rozier. Robinson against Hardaway. That one drops for him. Robinson's got his first points of the game. Detroit has gone 1 of 4 from three-point land here in the second. Out to Thompson. Pass to Duran. Back to Thompson. Fires the three. They get it back. Heat trail by 5. Robinson passes to Rozier. Here's Anderson. No good with a layup. And so Cunningham will bring it up for the Pistons. They've led by as much as 10. And Andrew Wiggins gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game. So for Miami, Jovic, he's checked in for Anderson. And Jaime Jaquez is subbed in for Wiggins. Cunningham attacks for 3.
I like this attitude on this possession from Cade. Just really confident getting into that J.
Outside for Love. It's Jaquez on the wing. Outside Robinson. 34 seconds left in the first half. Rozier from outside. Duran with a rebound. Duran's got 5 rebounds tonight. It's Thompson, high post. Give him 8. Rozier against Cunningham. Nice move. Cunningham going to work inside.
And Cunningham looking confident down low, just understanding if he takes his time, he can get the job done.
Pass to Jovic. There's a screen by Love. And that one's good. Jovic.
He's got a sweet stroke from long range. Plenty of bigs do now.
Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's Detroit closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. Back to the game after this break.
And get ready for the fans. Half-court shot. Draws, please. They're thinking about the shot.
And we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. Nice game. Great performance by Cade Cunningham.
Hey, we didn't expect this. Not normally a big-time assist maker. He's done a great job moving the ball around.
You can get into a passing rhythm, and so far all of his have been on point.
And Grant, the Heat last season retiring Udonis Haslam's number 40.
Yeah, he played his entire 2-decade career in his hometown of Miami. And for all of his contributions on the court, he meant to this organization off the floor was just as important.
And on the floor for J.B. Bickerstaff as we get into the second half. Isaiah Stewart out there with Simone Fontecchio. Then it's Tim Hardaway. Then there's Tobias Harris. And it's Cunningham in at point guard. Heat trail by 7. Rozier gets the bucket.
Perfect soft touch from Rozier. That level of shot control is a strength of his game.
Kicks it out to Hardaway. Harris with it. Now guarded by Rozier. Pass to Stewart. Takes a 3. On target from range. Stewart's got 8 points.
Now, not where he earns his money, that three-point shot, but he's a good shooter from that range if he's got space.
Back to Rozier. Deflected.
But Stewart hustling over. He saw that shot coming, and he was there for the taking.
Ivy's checked in for Fontecchio.
Number 23, Jaden Ivey.
Here's Rozier. Ivy with the defensive effort. Right around a minute and a half played in the third quarter. Harris on the wing. Robinson defending. Harris passes to Stewart. Shot clock at 5. Stewart, a screen on Robinson. The Pistons need to get one up quick. Stewart, no good. Heat trail by 8. Here's Jovic. No good with the triple.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
All right, Brent, what do you see in Isaiah Stewart's game?
Well, coming in, he's always been that junkyard dog mentality, right? Try to play physical, rebound, bump guys around. But there's a little bit more to Isaiah Stewart in the way that he can shoot the basketball, expanding his range and knocking down some three-pointers. So some flexibility and some creativity on the offensive end.
And Detroit making a change here. Schroeder's checked in.
What vision from Rozier there, seeing his teammate was wide open and making the right pass.
Schroeder passes to Harris. Beyond the arc. To get it again. And there's the whistle. That'll go on Terry Rozier. That's his first foul of the game.
That was a good call. The defense wasn't established.
Second half of play here with just under 2.5 minutes passed. Harris finds Ivy. Robinson with a steal. And here we go, the Heat fast break. Here's Rozier, outside Robinson. Pass to Jaquez. Stolen by Ivy. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Here's a great quote from Coach Eric Spoelstra, who said, "The Miami Heat culture is a system based on discipline and hard work. We stand for something. That's competition. That's winning. We feel that there's a championship DNA that you can develop." And Brian, they walk the walk.
One of the great organizations in the league, Allie.
He just has such a nice touch for a big man. Loves three-point shooting, a huge part of why he damages defensive schemes.
Schroeder passes to Stewart. Back to Schroeder. Ivy with the ball. Now Schroeder buries it down low. Schroeder's got his first 2 points.
Well, if you read the scouting report on Schroeder, he likes to get into the basket as close as possible because he's usually good from there.
It's good.
I just think that's trouble. You're gonna let that guy shoot layups. You're asking for it.
Here's Harris. Down the pipe it goes. Schroeder with the assist. Harris has got 4 points this quarter.
Tobias Harris getting a little bit creative, finding some room on the inside and keeping the defense guessing with that shot attempt. That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Harris with it, and that's Love picking him up defensively.
That's a strong finish from Tobias Harris.
There's 49 seconds left in the third. Here's Jovic driving in. Ooh, and they immediately answer back with a dunk on the other end.
And just a lack of fight right now on the defensive end.
Right? At least on that slam it was. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
So Miami ends up going with a new group.
Team foul. Substitution on the court.
Here's Ivy. No made baskets yet. Here's Thompson. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Heat trail by 6. Pass to Adebayo. Inside. Where? And that one is stuffed right through.
And there is some intelligence behind the passing of Adebayo. Not flashy, but making smart ones.
And it's Cunningham missing. Mitchell feeling it out a bit. Miami shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
First team foul.
First one falls for him. No good on the second free throw. And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over.
Number 5, Malik Beasley.
Tries a three off the inbound. Drills it from deep. Beasley's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game.
He just brings a great feel for the game at the offensive end.
Points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
You know, anytime the guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
3 tense quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the fourth. Tyler Hero is out there with Mitchell. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Ware in at the 5 spot. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Basket counts.
Well, the defense solid, but Tyler goes inside and stays confident with that hoop.
The Pistons lead by 6. And here's Beasley. Ivy with the ball. Oh, he got him with a pump fake, but he couldn't finish. Fast break. Here come the Heat. Here's Mitchell. Yes, and it's Adebayo picking up the assist. Adebayo's got 4 assists in the game. Here's Beasley. We played just over a minute here in the fourth. Here's Ivy into the lane. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
And he is a hard charger. Ivy only plays at full speed. A great burst on his drives.
Duran with a steal. And he jams it home with authority.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
And the gamble paying off.
Fontecchio up top, down low. Out to Thompson. Lets the 3 fly. And it's Miami with a rebound. Ware's got 5 rebounds tonight. There's the triple. Thompson pulls it in.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Here's Fontecchio. No good on the triple. Heat trail by 8. Fast break. Here come the Heat. Here's Adebayo. Soft touch off the glass.
Bam is really good at getting out as a big, running that lane, and being a weapon to finish on the break.
And the timeout called here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He is not messing around, calling them into the huddle. For the Pistons, Tobias Harris checked in for Fontecchio, and Cade Cunningham subbed in for Beasley. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
J.B. Bickerstaff had some words for his team over the break. Coach had a direct message for the team saying no matter the lead, no NBA game is ever over. Do not let your guard down. We'll see if they hold on.
All right, appreciate it, Allie. Yep, count it.
Fighting the inside defender, Hero really works to get to the bucket.
The Pistons lead by 6. Cunningham outside. Pass to Duran. Kicks it out to Cunningham from the arc. And give him another one. He's 6 of 8 and looking solid.
And Cade doing a great job of figuring out how it is that he's going to stay this efficient.
Hero on the wing. Ivy defends. Hero, the pass to Adebayo. And Adebayo slams it in.
This can make it so much easier for your teammate when you throw that lead pass that gets to him right on the money, whether that's on the run or in the shooting pocket.
Cunningham finds Harris. Back to Cunningham. Tries it from 19. 6 to shoot. Here's Thompson. 3-pointer. And it's Cunningham missing.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
And it's Ware missing. Grant wouldn't be a bad idea here to slow it down.
Yeah, coach is definitely looking for patience and execution.
Here's Ivy, and he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
Oh, rocketing off the floor. Ivy using all of his athletic ability on the jam.
Hero for 3. The rebound by Detroit. Well, Grant, this game looks just about over.
BA, all they really need to do is just work that clock, don't turn it over, and this game is a wrap.
Ivy passes to Cunningham. That won't fall. 6 for 10 from the floor now. And here's Miami. They trail by 9. Wiggins against Harris. The shot. And again, no good by Miami. And here's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. So it's Detroit picking up the win. It ends up being a fairly easy road win.
Those are so hard to come by. It's
slow things down and run their offense in the half court.
Yeah, both sides are methodical. They want to get into their sets and create quality looks and also have floor balance. I'd be surprised if we see a ton of fast break opportunities tonight.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. The front court is Risache and Johnson. Young is out there with Daniels. And it's Okongwu in at the 5. Now Young after Tyler Hero's three-pointer that didn't go. Daniels from outside. Rebound by Mitchell. And here's Miami. It's a three-point game. Pass to Adebayo. Lets the three fly. It's hauled in by Trae Young. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. We're about 1 minute into the first. To the middle. Ball stolen. Wiggins left side. Buries the long range jumper.
And pretty consistent from range. Wiggins has the natural tools to do a little bit of everything.
Greg, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
Here's Adebayo following the basket by Trae Young, and that one drops.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Three-pointer, Daniels. Rebound by the Heat. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I did speak with head coach Eric Spoelstra. Now, I asked him about trying to slow down Trae Young, and the coach said you have to get the ball out of his hands. He can hurt you with the pass and with the shot. I'm not going to be surprised if you see them blitzing and doubling him a good portion of the game. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Daniels from outside. Drills it from outside.
An excellent ball movement. Young being unselfish.
He'd have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. And the foul on Dyson Daniels. That is his first foul of the game. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Outside, Hero. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
And this is why Wiggins has become an efficient scorer, doing a much better job with his shot quality, and loves now to attack inside.
Now Hero after the missed 3 from Trae Young. Hero kicks to Ware. Risache with the steal. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. First team foul.
1:52 left here in the opening quarter. Young passes to Daniels. Shoots over Hero. Daniels, no good. The Heat leading by 4. Well, G.A. Adebayo came from very humble beginnings.
Yeah, raised by his mother. And Kevin, Bam's main motivation in life was to get her out of that trailer. He worked extremely hard, and now arguably a top 25 player.
And here is Hero, following the three-pointer by Trae Young. Wiggins surveying the floor. Has to Ware. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
Good ball movement here by Miami. Wiggins outside. From outside the arc, Okongwu grabs the board. The Hawks trail by 3. Daniels from outside. Rebound by Mitchell. He'd have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. Ware Offline with his three.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
On the wing, Daniels. Back to Young. It dropped for his third basket. He's missed only one shot.
Nice job capitalizing down there. Young good at probing inside and finding some space.
To the paint. Here's Adebayo. Good work defensively by Johnson.
I mean, come on. That's a shot you expect him to make.
And so it's Andrew Wiggins making highlights. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for Miami.
Well, they're playing with great pace, pushing the ball up the floor and attacking before the defense can get set.
And they're making their own luck with how hard they're playing, forcing turnovers and turning that into offense.
On the court for Atlanta. In the post, it'll be Johnson and Okongwu. Daniels out there with Young. And it's Rizachet in at the small forward. Now, here is Young, following the missed shot by Davion Mitchell. Three-pointer, Daniels. They get the rebound. Pass to Rizachet. Launches it. It's another look. Daniels, no good. The Heat with the lead. Here's Ware. Three-pointer. Score the basket is third after 5 shots.
Yeah, showing off that ability to stretch the floor. Seems like everyone is a threat at the arc these days.
And Dwayne Wade is the first Heat player to be honored with a statue. And Greg, that's pretty significant for a very successful franchise.
And Kevin, well-deserved, right? D-Wade, the best player in franchise history. He helped bring 3 championships to the city. Plus, he's already got a street named after him.
Gets it to go. That one good from Adebayo.
Tough shot from Bam. But, man, he is so capable of knocking down that mid-range.
Daniels from outside. The basket good. Off the assist from Young. Daniels has got 6 points.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
Mitchell against Young. Mitchell kicks to Ware. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Young. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Clock at 6. Hero passes to Adebayo.
And this is too easy for Adebayo. Once he's close to the rim, he is going to damage it.
Johnson outside for 3. And it's Miami with the rebound. Ware's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Mitchell outside. A 3-ball. Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Rizachet. On the wing, Daniels fires the 3, drains the 3-pointer. Daniels has got a pair of triples in the second now for the Hawks.
And this kid, Rizachet, is a team-first kind of player, willing to give it up to the open man.
Hero from deep 3-point territory. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Down low. And Okongwu slams it in. You coach Stan at various levels for 30 years. How has the transition been to the broadcasting business?
Well, Kevin, it's been great because of people like you and because I'm undefeated.
Right. But you miss the aftermath when there's at least a score sheet. There's a scorecard that says win or loss.
I do miss that. There's no question. I miss the competition. I miss the camaraderie of building toward a result. But I've started to get some of that in broadcasting as I've gotten to know my partners better.
Well, it's great being your partner.
Likewise.
And tenacious play there from Hero in the paint, refusing to let the foul hold back his shot.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21, that was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
So it's Miami now. After Karis LeVert made the last three-pointer, Jovic passes to Rozier. Here's Jovic. Wide open look. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist.
And once Rozier spots that hole in the defense, he just doesn't hesitate. Just sends the ball to an open shooter.
Niang, no good. And it's Love with the ball for the Heat. There's 38 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Hackett. Off target from three-point range. Hawks have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. And the shot goes in. LeVert's got the lead up to 4 now for the Hawks.
And got to push LeVert out of that area because he's very comfortable looking to score from there.
Near the three-point line, it's Love. LeVert grabs the miss.
I'm sure he'd like to have that back. That's a missed opportunity.
Nance with no one around. Offensive rebound. Takes a three. Nailed from three-point land. Nance has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And here's Love from the arc, and he's good on the 3-ball.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. It's Atlanta. They lead by 4. All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Without question, Trae Young displaying his skills today.
You know, I don't think he'll top the assist charts this year, but early on he's done a great job of keeping the ball hopping around.
Yeah, and I'm a little surprised, but he's been focused on passing the ball. You got to give him credit.
Duncan Robinson out there with Rozier. Then there's Kevin Love. Then there's Jaime Jaquez. And it's Jovic in at the 4 spot. It's the group on the floor for Miami. Back to Jaquez. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. Rozier's got 3 assists now in this one.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
LeVert against Rozier. Rozier with the steal. Drops in the breakaway layup. Rozier's got his first basket.
Great play by Rozier, outrunning the D there in transition, taking the fast break all the way.
And they pick up 2. And the Hawks lead by 3.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Outside Robinson. They set the pick to the inside. And Jovic gets it to go.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
Here's Rozier. Lays it up off the glass. Rozier's got his second basket of the game.
And so far in the second half, this has been a different kind of game than what we saw early on.
Yeah, you can see it in the hustle stats. These guys have come out with a different mindset and seem much more motivated here in the second half.
Greg, what a great time to be a fan of basketball. Not just in the NBA, but all over the world.
Absolutely, Kevin. The sport just continues to grow, and there's increased value being placed on all-around skill, even in youth basketball. And I think that bodes well for the future of the game.
LeVert with the wide-open look. The Hawks again can't hit. Miami trailing. Launches a 3. And the basket by Rozier. Rozier's got 7 now in this quarter.
And this is why Rozier's out there. He knows he has the trust of his teammates to take that shot.
And Nance kicks to LeVert. On here comes Rozier all alone. Lays it in off the breakaway. Now it's a 4-point Heat lead.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
Capella with a screen on Robinson. Good on the bucket.
Well, credit the screen there, springing him loose for the finish.
And Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, receiving a record 8-year, $120 million extension. Greg, that's some big dough.
Is it ever? And remains coaching for the only NBA franchise he's ever worked for. Already one of the most tenured head coaches in the association, and that figures to continue for a while.
That's a pick by Love. 5 to shoot. Jokic.
And really, this is the role of Capella, to come out, play that strong defense, and alter as many shots as possible.
Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Well, look, you need a bucket, go to him. This is exactly what he's built to do.
Free throws off from LeVert. For Miami, they've gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. And it's in there.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
LeVert from outside. It's hauled in by the Heat. Love's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Hackett. On the wing, Hackett. Love with the screen for Hackett. Here's the 3. Love, no good. The Hawks trailing. LeVert finds Nance. Here's Mann. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Miami's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Pass to Love. Here's Jokic. Inside, it's stolen by Nance. Fast break for Hawks. Here's Mann. Hits the jumper in space. Mann's got 7 points in the game. This game has a lot of character here in the third period. 6 changes of the lead here.
Intensity is the theme for this one.
Pass to Jovic. LeVert grabs the miss. Here's Niang. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
For 3, Love. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. Rozier's got his 5th assist in this one. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Hawks lead by 1. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his teammates.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. And so in the game for the Hawks, the front court is Rizushea and Johnson. Trae Young is out there with Daniels. And it's Okongwu in at the 5, down low.
And easy to admire Young's confidence. Knows he has the ability to drain it from way outside.
Outside, Hero. Pass to Wiggins. The Heat need to get a shot off. The shot by Mitchell, no good. Young with no one around. And again, Atlanta with the triple.
Creativity and shot-making ability to spare. Trae Young is getting loose tonight.
And that one's good. Wiggins.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
on the wing. Johnson. He's guarded by Adebayo. Young, no good. The Heat trail by 3. Pass to Ware. And here's Adebayo. Here's Ware. It's stolen by Johnson. Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone.
Oh, just a picture-perfect alley-oop. You gotta love that one.
A little surprised, Greg. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same. Buries it from three-point range.
No hesitation from Adebayo there. Had to love seeing him taking this shot with confidence.
And Young kicks to Okongwu. Mitchell against Young. Okongwu with it. Just 5 to shoot. Young dishes to Okongwu. Miami grabs the miss.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
Yeah, it's one of those heat check shots, and heat check is a synonym for bad shot.
And it's good for 2.
This is why people are just so high on Young, because he comes through with big shots in the game.
Mitchell passes to Adebayo. Johnson with the defensive effort. The Hawks leading by 4. Daniel from outside. Connects from three-point range.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
Has to Ware. There's the triple. Miami no good on that time either. Here's the Hawks with the ball. They're on a 13-5 run. And Davion Mitchell gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. First team foul. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And a wide open look here for Wiggins. Knocks down the 3-ball. Wiggins has got 5 points in the quarter. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. They lead by 4. Pass to Rizichet. It's hauled in by Hero. Miami's gone 2 of 5 on 3-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Adebayo kicks to Hero. Fires the 3. Rebound Atlanta.
And really, for some reason, just not a big part of their offense today. Hard to get into a rhythm when you're getting so few opportunities at the rim.
Daniel from outside. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. Daniels has got the lead up to 7 now for the Hawks.
Every second counts now. They can't wait around.
And they have to play fast, but also smart. Every possession counts right now.
And the Hawks with the possession. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
A 3-pointer is right on target. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The clock now can just run out for the Hawks. Young, right side. Fires from deep. Another 3 for Atlanta. And so it's Atlanta with the W. This was a very much appreciated, David. And that'll wrap it up, folks.